I use more effects when it's my band, like the Victor Wooten band, because I'm playing a lot more melodies, taking a lot more solos, and then I might even have at some point someone either on the keys or another bass player playing the bass role. In my own band, I leave the bass role more than I do, meaning I might be like a sax player or a lead guitar player for a while, so I might use more effects, but I love effects. Oh man, I just love the fact that I can get a different sound at the push of a button. So some of the things that I might use, I love a pitch bender, like a whammy pedal. That's a lot of fun. An envelope filter. I always use a little bit of reverb for melodies and things like that, just to make it sound a little bit sweeter. Lately, touring with Bass Extremes all year, I used a sustain pedal or a freeze pedal where I can play a chord and hit a button and it just sustains. But I always use a looping pedal. A looping pedal is a lot of fun. I use that for my solos so that I can accompany myself. A lot of people, when they use a looping pedal, it's like they're trying to create a whole band, chords and all that stuff, and then they play a melody on top. That's very, very cool. But one of the things I offer you to do is just record one note, just one repetitive note, boom, 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 and create around that. Because that one note doesn't have to be the root. And if you want to use that as a practicing tool, take that one note and make it every interval of the chromatic scale. Right? So in other words, take that, let's say it's a G, play around it. You can play chords, you can play melodies, you can play bass lines or whatever, but make the G the root. But then all of a sudden, make the G the flat 2 or the sharp 1 and make it work. When it doesn't sound good, it's not the note's fault, it's yours. Make it sound good, because in jazz they're using that note a lot. Make it sound good, and then take that note through every pitch. You might even just start with doing it through the major scale. Make it the second, make it the third, and things like that. Now I'm challenging myself to be a better musician. Even though the note may be repeating at this tempo, that doesn't mean that's the tempo you have to play at. Right? That can be a triplet, or this can be on the E of one E and a one E and a two E and a one E and a two E and a one E and it's hard for me to even do. You can get a lot out of that one little repetitive note and see how far you can take that. That's one of the main things I do when I'm using a looping pedal at a workshop or anything. I'll just record one repetitive note and see where I can take it. A looping pedal is one of my favorite practicing tools. I always say it's the favorite practicing tool when I'm alone, because it doesn't criticize me, it doesn't talk back to me, and it never gets tired. So I would say get a looping pedal. It depends on what I'm doing to decide which looping pedal I'm going to use. If I'm just at home practicing, I need something simple, because I'm just going to record one little thing. I don't have to record different sections. When I'm playing or touring live, I got used to a looping pedal that had it was like three looping pedals in one. So I could record an A section, put it aside, record a B section and a C section. So I got used to that. So live, I'm using a slightly bigger looping pedal a lot of the times. But for the most part, it's just something that'll give me a simple loop. I like the fact that if the looping pedal has an undo, so I can undo a layer, because usually the undo is also redo. So I could record a second part, take it out, and put it back. And if it can save the loop, so if I get something that I like, I can bring it back tomorrow and things like that. But it doesn't have to be fancy. So any looping pedal will do. Hello everyone, it's Victor Wooten, and I'm asking you to check out Hartke Amps. And you can do it right here at AmericanMusical.com.